Everyone. The members of the National Honor Society and their advisor, Mr. Weisgerber, would like to welcome our Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Ellen Martin, Principal Robert Kuther, Vice Principal, Mr. Dominic Senorino, guest speaker, Aaron Timlin, our inductees for tonight, and especially their families, who we are so happy to have here tonight. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. For the current and former members who are watching this, we hope this ceremony will remind you of the standards of excellence you are charged with maintaining as members of the nation's oldest, largest, and most prestigious student recognition program. With tonight's ceremony, our chapter is proud to induct new members to indicate the continuing emphasis on excellence that we represent in our school and community. Throughout the year, members of our chapter demand a great deal from themselves. In addition to strong academic records, which allow for eligibility for membership, our chapter's members are leaders in many student organizations, and we serve our school and community through many activities. Students are required to participate in service projects both inside and outside of Marshfield High School. We are proud of our record of accomplishments and welcome these new members who bring new energy and enthusiasm to our continuing work as the National Honor Society members. Next, Kathy Murphy will give the invocation so that we may reflect on the significance of tonight's ceremony. Kathy?
Everyone, please stand. As we gather here today, may we find peace and comfort in our family. May we give thanks for our many blessings and opportunities, and all those that are to come. May we always remember the gifts we inherited and try the best to maintain and advance them. May every day shine with promise, effort, and friendship. Thank you. Next, we are so happy to have the Assistant Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Ellen Martin, to offer remarks to the inductees and guests.
Good evening. To our National Honor Society inductees, congratulations and well done. Your years of hard work, effort, and perseverance are paying off, and we are so very proud of you. I remember watching my own son walk across the stage for his induction many years ago now, thinking, well, maybe I did something right. So to the parents, guardians, family members, friends, and faculty here tonight, congratulations and well done to you as well. I applaud you all for your support, hard work, and contributions to the success of the students here tonight. So thank you. The 4 pillars of the National Honor Society are each important and are meant to be carried out each and every day. A few years ago, I spoke about character, the ability to set goals, persevere, show empathy, respect, and have courage in times of trials and adversity. Someone with good character faces failure, but is resilient even when things don't turn out the way they planned or the way they wanted. Character isn't measured by one single moment, but by the way you live your life. And last year, I highlighted leadership. We continue to face polarizing issues in our society, and we need strong moral leaders more than ever. Leaders who are willing to listen and learn, but also face adversity and disagreement with quiet strength. A leader must be able to engage in civil discourse, yet be courageous enough to stand up for what is right and to stand by that decision, even if it's lonely at times. But this year, I want to focus on service. As a National Honor Society member, you have shown that you are willing to contribute to your school and your community without compensation or reward, yet still with a positive and energetic attitude, and always with a smile on your face. I hope that through your service to others, you realize that every single act, whether you think it is big or small, makes our school, our community, and the world a better place. As Howard Zinn stated, small acts, when multiplied by millions of people, can transform the world. Just imagine, after lighting that fire for service in others by letting them see the joy it brings you, they in turn ignite the passion in even more people. And wow, what we could accomplish in this world. You see, by your actions of helping others, you are not only providing benefits to the person you are serving, you are being a model for every person that follows you. You, my friends, can transform the world. As high school students, you may still be wondering what your life will hold, where you want to go, what you want to be. The National Honor Society's Pillar of Service can actually help you too, because not only does the research show that service leads to positive outcomes for those performing these acts, but it truly does align with Mahatma Gandhi's belief that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. So you may just find your path and passion in life through your works of service. So now I challenge you to continue to serve others, not for the benefits you may receive, but to start a domino effect of others serving others. And to continually ask yourself Martin Luther King Jr.'s most persistent and urgent question: what are you doing for others? So with that, I just want to thank you for including me tonight. I know I speak for everyone in this room when I say we are looking forward to seeing all of the great things you have to offer come to life through your commitment to excellence. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Martin. Membership into Marshfield's National Honor Society has been earned by the effective demonstration of scholarship, character, service, and leadership. The officers would now like to define these 4 principles of membership. First, Elias Horn will speak on scholarship.
Scholarship denotes a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours in reading and study, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education has ended, for human education ends only with the end of life. Knowledge is one great element in life which leads to the highest success, and it can only be acquired through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past, the torch guiding us to understand the present, and the light that illuminates the future. Candidates have the charge to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship.
Next, Carly Connor will speak on character.
Character is the force within the individual that distinguishes each person from others. It creates for each of us our individuality, our goodness. It is that without which no one can respect oneself, nor hope to attain the respect of others. It is this force of character that guides one through life, and once developed, grows steadily within. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of constant thought and action, the daily striving to make the right choice. The problem of character is the problem of self-control. We must be in reality what we wish to appear to others, to be rather than to seem. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, caring, and citizenship, we may hope to prove by example that we value character.
Maggie Leonard will speak on service.
Service is the action of humbly helping others in need while spreading compassion and humanity. Opportunities to serve members of our school and community can be integrated into one's daily routine. A willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation or public recognition is the quality that we seek in our membership and promote for the entire student body. We are committed to volunteering our time and talents to create a better tomorrow.
finally, Paige Wyant will speak on leadership.
Leaders exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking initiative in the classroom and in school activities, the real leader strives to train and aid others to reach their common goals of success. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interests for the interest of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in a school, community, or nation, they are ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed. Thus, to lead is a meaningful charge to each of our members.
At this time, will the new inductees please rise, raise your right hand, and repeat the pledge after me. We also ask that all past members, young and old, of the National Honor Society rise and repeat their pledge as well. Please join me in reciting the pledge. I pledge to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles of which it stands, and maintain and encourage the high standards of scholarship, leadership, service, and character. Thank you and congratulations. You may be seated. And now, please welcome our principal, Mr. Robert Kuther, who will offer congratulatory remarks on the new members.
So if you're one of the members that's already a member, all right, was here last year, would you just stand up again? Because it was fun to see you raising your hands with your insignia and taking the oath again. So would you just stand up so we can recognize our last year's members for being inducted? Our leadership team, as this group of young people stands to the right of me, imagine being 17 or 18 years old, standing in front of 400 people, most of whom are your family or people that you know, and having to stand up here and deliver a message. They've planned this entire induction ceremony, so can we recognize our leadership team for all their hard work? Well done. This gentleman to my left is our National Honor Society advisor, master teacher at Marshfield High School, department head of our social studies department. Just an outstanding gentleman. Can we recognize Mr. Weisberger? Thank you. I'm going to ask Miss Timlin, would you stand up? Let's give Miss Timlin a round of applause. She's really happy. Ms. Timlin has the opportunity to speak tonight, but she stands here representing the faculty of Marshfield High School, who celebrate today with 114 new members to the National Honor Society. So, Ms. Timlin, I thank you for standing and recognizing our faculty. Can we give the faculty at Marshfield High School a round of applause? Parents, could you all stand up for me? Because you deserve a round of applause for getting to this point. So, inductees, can you just applaud your parents? And from my heart, know that I thank you for giving me the great honor of having the opportunity to spend time with your kids. So to our inductees, I sat this summer and I wrote the letter that I sent home to every parent that said that this year our real focus at Marshfield High School is going to be on three things. We were going to persevere, we were going to commit, we were going to deserve, all right? We were going to work hard, and you were going to find out what it meant to earn it. We've had some struggles the last few years with a lot of things socially, with pandemics and all the rest, and I'm going to speak for my faculty, had a conversation at the end of last spring that talked about the fact that our students were struggling with work ethic, with understanding what it meant to persevere. When things got hard, we just quit rather than going through and working at it. And so I sent this letter home. Quite honestly, I was waiting. I was hoping I was going to get a lot of feedback from parents about it. I got nothing. I think we all know, right? So I sat down yesterday and I'm putting the tweet out about this is how you can watch this at home tonight. You can do this and you can do that. And I finished the tweet and I put hashtag we are Marshfield, hashtag. I've been putting earn it and I put earned it because that's why you're here. So tonight, would you stand up so that we can recognize you for earning it? Let's recognize our 114 members, please. Well done, and we're proud of you, and keep working hard. And congratulations, and you can sit down. I won't make you stand the whole time. But along with that, I'm also going to say that as she spoke earlier about the fact that this is the longest standing student recognition program, this is not about recognition tonight. This is about the investment that you've made in yourself. Up early, coming to school, doing work, staying up late, talking to mom and dad when you need help, coming to the people in this building that are here to assist you, struggling through the project, making a commitment to get it done on your time, doing what you need to do and making sure that it's your work. When I hear our leaders talk about words like respect and responsibility and willingness and can't wait to serve and all of those pieces that are character traits of individuals in National Honor Society, we celebrate that with you tonight. And yes, we are recognizing that. We're going to give you a certificate. You're going to take it home. You're going to put it in your whatever scrapbook you have, or mom's going to probably keep it until you really want it back, right? Which will be 15 or 20 years from now when all of a sudden one of your kids is getting in, you're like, I was one, right? It's not about the piece of paper tonight. It's about the investment that you've made in yourself. And so when you get out of here, we're going to celebrate. We're going to go have a cookie and some other things. We're going to congratulate you, and then tomorrow you're going to come back and you're going to go to work. You're going to keep investing in yourself because that's what we need. That's what I need. I need to know that the young men and women that leave here will invest in themselves each day and eventually invest in our community, change our community, lead our community, and do the things that are needed to make our society a better place. Elias got up, and I always take a quote sometime from something, and Elias made the comment that was about the fact that human learning, all right, ends when life ceases, or something of that nature, right? I didn't quote you perfectly, but it was close, right? It was close, right? And I laughed. I said, that's the new lifelong learning right there, right? We learn until we die. Be excellent at it. Continue to invest in yourself and know that we are proud of your accomplishments today. At this time, we're going to present your certificates. You're going to walk up this side. You're going to come across. We're going to shake your hand. Moms and dads, celebrate this. Thank you so much for all of your hard work and effort. Celebrate your investment in your children. And let's have a great, great night of celebration. Thank you to our Honor Society, and thank you for giving me a chance to speak.
Principal Kuther. Would the first group of inductees please assemble and, as your name is called, step forward onto the stage to receive your certificate of membership. We ask that you hold all applause until all inductees have been recognized.
Caroline Fahey. Caroline is a part of the Theatrical Society and Project Reach. She would like to honor Miss McGurty, her 11th grade AP Psychology teacher. Charlotte Felter. Charlotte is a part of the art club and volunteers at the Marshfield Animal Shelter. She would like to honor Miss Denty, her 6th grade science teacher. Ella Fielding is not here, but is a part of the art club and ballet and would like to honor Miss Rose, her forensics teacher. Shannon Flaherty is a part of DECA, Project Reach, and Girl Up, and she would like to honor Miss Weber, her marketing teacher. Cody Holbert. Cody is a part of the Boys and Girls Club and does boys varsity soccer and is a part of the Shot for Life. He would like to honor Mr. Gallagher, his history teacher. Kylie McDonald. Kylie spends her time at Brigadoon Boarding Kennel for Dogs and would like to honor Miss Alonji, her English teacher. Clara Mata is a part of Key Club and is vice president of the Garden Club and future medical professionals. We would like to honor Miss Bandera, her computer science teacher. Tyler McCready. Tyler does cross country and track and field and would like to honor Miss Schreiber, his 11th grade biology teacher. Greg O'Connor. Greg is vice president of the student council and does cross country and Rambassadors. We would like to honor Jada Vitez, his English teacher and student council advisor. Om Patel. Om does swim team, tennis team, and math team, and would like to honor Mr. Deulis, his 6th grade math teacher. John Rawlinson does basketball in Key Club and would like to honor Mrs. D'Amato, his 10th grade computer science teacher.
Colin Van Steenberg. Colin is a part of track and field, and he wants to recognize Miss Bator, his music teacher. Sean Berg. Sean's a part of student council and would like to recognize Mr. Baldwin, his 8th grade science teacher. David Walls. David is a part of Marshfield football, track and field, and the Rams Superfan Club. He would like to recognize Mrs. Bowman, his 11th and 12th grade Spanish teacher. Catherine Adams. Catherine is a part of Key Club and would like to recognize her 10th grade history teacher, Mrs. Steele. Eva Lane. Eva was a member of the field hockey team. She would like to recognize Mrs. Miller, her kindergarten teacher. Lillian Aron. She's a part of Key Club, DECA, and the Marshfield varsity soccer team. She would like to recognize her world history teacher, Miss Palladino. William Arnone III. Will is a part of hockey, baseball, and DECA. He wants to recognize his 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Holke. Benjamin Barber. He was in the history club, and he would like to recognize Mrs. Bernard, his history teacher. Lisa Barbudo. She's a part of Key Club and would like to recognize Mr. Raymond, her 10th grade English teacher. Haley Beckwith. She's a part of Marshfield High School cheerleading and would like to recognize Miss Good, her history teacher.
Kyle Behan. He is a part of soccer and End Hunger New England. He would like to recognize Mr. Stoddard, PE teacher. Ryan Behan. He is a part of mock trial and youth in government and would like to recognize Mr. Leclerc, environmental science teacher. Sean Behan. He is a part of track, mock trial, and ski club, and he would like to recognize Mrs. Gallagher, 1st grade. Lindsay Bakarian. She is a part of soccer, lacrosse, and key club, and she would like to recognize Mrs. Herstack, 2nd grade. Michael Bakarian. He is a part of hockey, baseball, and he would like to recognize Mrs. Herstack, 2nd grade. Abel Bernstein. He is a part of basketball, track, and future medical professionals club. He would like to recognize Mrs. Pitts, 9th grade biology. Michaela Borland. She was in theater and green team, and she would like to recognize Dr. Mancello, intro to business teacher. Isabella Bojorquez. She was in theater and green. She is a part of mock trial, knitting club, and the production team at North River Community Church. She would like to recognize Miss Kanarowski, 9th grade math teacher. Winter Bows. She is a part of student council, executive board, green team, and future medical associates. She would like to recognize Mr. Tarosian, history teacher. Addison Brown. She is a part of student council, future medical professionals club, and varsity ice hockey. She would like to recognize Miss Contrino, 10th grade English. Ella Burke. She is a part of AFS, Girl Up, and mock trial. She would like to recognize Mr. Patota, elementary PE teacher.
Madeline Burns. She is a part of Future Medical Professionals Club, MHS Varsity Volleyball, Southern Alliance Volleyball, and she would like to recognize Mr. Raymond, her 10th grade English teacher. Isabella Catalano. She's a part of Key Club, soccer, lacrosse, and she would like to recognize her 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Antos. Sophia Catanese. She is a part of DECA, mock trial, Key Club, and she would like to recognize Miss O'Brien, her 11th grade statistics teacher. Jane Castiglione. She's a part of Key Club, basketball, softball, and she would like to recognize Mr. Tarosian, her 10th grade history teacher. Cassandra Collins. She's a part of student council, green team. She would like to recognize Miss Steele, her history teacher. Marilyn Coyle. She is a part of Key Club, Project Reach, Medical Club, and she would like to recognize Miss Linehan, her 5th grade art teacher. Kylene Cummings. She is a competitive dancer at Pembroke School of Performing Arts, member of American Tap Academy, Project Reach, Key Club, Medical Club, and she would like to recognize Miss Fazzino, her 10th grade geometry teacher. Nicholas Couples. He is on the football and lacrosse team, and he would like to recognize Mr. Greenland, his 9th grade marine fabrication teacher. Drew Dargan. He is on the hockey team, baseball team, and is a part of DECA, and would like to recognize Miss Bandera, his 9th and 10th grade computer science teacher. Ella Dargan. She is a part of soccer, lacrosse, and Key Club, and she would like to recognize Miss Battis, her 11th grade health teacher.
Grace D'Orsay. Grace is a member of Student Council, Varsity Girls Tennis, and the South Shore Conservatory Youth Orchestra. She would like to recognize Miss Ruggiero, her 10th grade sculpture teacher. Alana Devlin. Alana plays hockey and lacrosse and runs Girls Will. She would like to recognize Miss Shanahan, her 7th grade science teacher. Ava DeCecca. Ava is a DECA officer, a member of Key Club, and plays MHS and Southern Alliance volleyball. She would like to recognize Miss Weber, her 10th grade business and marketing teacher. Gabriella Dimitrov. Gabriella is a member of Project Reach, the Asian Cultural Society, and the tennis team. She would like to recognize Miss Tate, her 3rd grade teacher. Jessica Dorgan. Jessica is a member of DECA and orchestra. She would like to recognize Mrs. Ritterelli, her 6th grade orchestra teacher. Ryan Doyle. Ryan is a member of Key Club, plays soccer and lacrosse, and she would like to recognize Mrs. Strombonsky, her 3rd grade teacher. Laura Durkin. Laura is a member of Key Club and Art Club, and she would like to recognize Miss Burns, her 10th grade chemistry teacher. Nathan Egelstrom. Nathan plays soccer, and he would like to recognize Mr. Tarosian, his 10th grade history teacher. Haley Emerson. Haley is a member of Key Club, and she would like to recognize Mr. Hardwick, her 10th grade English teacher. Brooke English. Brooke is a member of Key Club, and would like to recognize her 10th grade chemistry teacher, Miss Heath.
Dahlia Fahey. Dahlia is a DECA officer and a member of Key Club in the field hockey team. She would like to recognize her 6th grade English teacher, Ms. Cohan. Emily Fecto. Emily plays MHS girls basketball and is in Key Club. She wants to recognize Mr. Raymond, her 10th grade English teacher. Julia Feldman. Julia participates in Key Club, lacrosse, and the medical club. She would like to recognize her 5th grade teacher, Mr. Talachi. Brianna Foley. Brianna is a member of the Theatrical Society and the Ventress Memorial Library. Tonight, she wants to recognize Miss Katrina. John Gaberti. John is a member of Marshfield Lacrosse and DECA. He would like to recognize Miss Simmons, his 5th grade teacher. Faye Green. Faye is a member of the Concert Orchestra in Standish Humane Society. She would like to recognize Miss Tate, her 3rd grade teacher. Lauren Griffin. Lauren is a member of Key Club, Marshfield Girls Basketball, and DECA. She would like to recognize Mr. Lynch. Ariana Guzman. Ariana is a member of the Theatrical Society, Project Reach, and Key Club. She would like to recognize Miss Scanlon tonight. Brianna Hansen. Brianna is a part of Marshfield Volleyball, Student Council, and Key Club. She would like to recognize Miss Doherty, an elementary school helper.
Colin Hawks. Colin is a member of the football team, wrestling team, and rugby team, and he would like to recognize Mr. Landry. Sumin Jiang. Sumin is a member of the MHS swim team, DECA, and is the junior class secretary, and would like to honor Mrs. Irons, her 3rd grade teacher. Alexander Johnson. Alex is a part of the gaming club and 212 club, and would like to recognize Miss Kenny for sophomore year object-oriented programming. Posey Jones. Posey is a part of volleyball, softball, and Key Club. She would like to honor her 1st grade teacher, Mrs. O'Brien. Shane Keeler. Shane is a member of the hockey team, lacrosse team, and is class treasurer. He would like to recognize Mrs. Sombrowski, his third grade teacher. Sean Leonard. Sean is a part of hockey, DECA, and the Great Blizzards of New England. He would like to recognize Miss Delaney, his 8th grade history teacher. Alex Lloyd. Alex is a member of the NHS Theatrical Society and would like to honor Miss Ryan, her woodworking teacher. Kyle McDonald. Kyle is a member of the lacrosse team and Key Club team. He would like to recognize Mr. Hardwick, his sophomore year English teacher. Toby Mamet. Toby is a part of Marshall Ayers Ferry Hill Day Camp and 2022 MMEA All-State. I would like to recognize Mr. Kopp, his junior year history. Madeline Mamone, member of Mock Trial, Standish Humane Society, and Project Reach. She wants to recognize Mr. Norman Shekoshes. Malachi Martin, he is a member of History Club and Key Club, and would like to recognize Mr. Weisgerber, his A-Bush teacher.
Caitlin Matthews. Caitlin is a member of the yearbook committee, and she'd like to recognize her French teacher, Miss Lehman, for grades 10 and 11. Cecilia McAlpine. Cecilia is a member of the Mock Trial team and chamber orchestra, and she would like to recognize her sophomore year English teacher, Mr. Raymond. Hannah McLaughlin. Hannah is on the lacrosse team and helps out with Marshfield Youth Lacrosse. She would like to recognize her 7th grade social studies teacher, Miss Clifford. Kylie McLeod. Kylie is a member of MHS Theater and plans to audition for the spring musical. She would like to recognize Mr. Donlan, her sophomore year geometry teacher. Anna McNamee. Anna is a part of Key Club and the Marshfield swim team. She would like to recognize Mrs. Dara. Marissa Medeiros. Marissa is a member of Key Club and plays both soccer and lacrosse. She'd like to recognize her 7th grade history teacher, Miss Clifford. James Malloy. James is a member of both the track and the basketball team, and he would like to recognize Mr. Talachi, his 5th grade teacher. Alex Bentalto. Alex is a part of the Mock Trial team and chamber orchestra, and he would like to recognize Miss Oberg, his 7th grade history teacher. Sean Murphy. Sean is a member of St. Christine's Church and plays basketball at MHS. He'd like to recognize Miss Burnett, his 5th grade teacher. Sarah Nelson. Sarah participates in Key Club and field hockey, and she'd like to recognize Miss Johnzik, her 7th grade Spanish teacher.
Jane O'Neill. She is a member of Key Club and on the field hockey team. She would like to recognize Mr. Hardwick. Joshua Panagrosi. He's a part of jazz band and mock trial, and he would like to recognize Miss Steele, 10th grade history. Olivia Parent. She is a member of the student council and Key Club. She would like to recognize Mr. Flanagan, her 3rd grade teacher. Haley Persicchini. She is participates in a number of outside activities, and she would like to recognize Mrs. Tryon. Mark Poitras. He's a part of jazz band, cross country, and track, and he would like to recognize Mr. Wheaton, 1st through 5th grade PE teacher. Kaylee Pope. She is a captain of MHS dance team in the AFS club and a member of competitive dance company at Duval Dance and Music Academy. She would like to recognize Mr. Tarosian, 10th grade U.S. history. Autumn Puglia. She is involved in soccer, basketball, and lacrosse. She would like to recognize Mrs. Bacon for 6th grade English. Finn Regan. Finn is a member of jazz band, jazz combo, and the marching band. He would like to recognize Mr. Kaminsky for grades 9 through 11. Andrew Robbins. He's a class officer, a part of lacrosse and basketball. He would like to recognize Mrs. Denty for 6th grade science. Lily Roberts. She's the president of Art Club, co-president of GSA, and involved in student council. I'd like to recognize Mrs. Diamond, 10th grade biology. Eli Rumanier. He's a part of the math team and Project Reach. He would like to recognize Mrs. Lukowski, 7th and 8th grade French.
Molly Ruminair. She's a part of Challenge Rock Climbing team, and she would like to recognize Miss Lukowski, her 7th and 8th grade French teacher. Rachel Ruminair. She's a part of Marshfield Swim and Dive, Dream Team, Kingfish Swimming, and would like to honor Mrs. Lukowski, her 7th and 8th grade French teacher. Aiden Sabin White. He's a part of Mock Trial, Rugby, History Club, and he would like to recognize Mr. Tarosian, his 10th grade history teacher. Graham Schofield. He is a part of lacrosse and would like to recognize Mrs. Jacobucci, his 2nd grade teacher. Lucy Schofield. She is a part of Gold Ribbon Awareness Club. She would like to recognize Miss Oberg, her 7th grade social studies teacher. Caitlin Scully. She is a member of swim team, spring track, and mock trial, and wants to recognize Mr. Patota, her elementary gym teacher. Marianne Sheehan. She's a part of Key Club, Pembroke School of Performing Arts, dance team, and she would like to recognize Mr. Hardwick, her 9th grade English teacher. Brenna Short. She is a part of Marshfield dive team, and she would like to recognize Mr. Goodman, her 5th grade teacher. Jaden Silva. He is a part of MHS football, MHS lacrosse, Massachusetts, and would like to recognize Coach Aruka. Peyton Spanos. Peyton is a member of Key Club, soccer, and lacrosse. She would like to recognize Mrs. Salamone.
Katarina Strenga. Katarina is a member of MHS DECA, volleyball, and the Asian Cultural Society. She would like to recognize Miss Weber, her 11th grade marketing teacher. Maggie Tiernan. Maggie is the president of the knitting club and plays varsity soccer. She would like to recognize Mr. Raymond, her 10th grade English teacher. Mary Tracy. Mary is a member of Key Club and plays basketball and field hockey. She would like to recognize her 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Simmons. Maria Turner Peterson. Maria is a member of the MHS music department and manages the wrestling team. We would like to recognize Mrs. McCullough, her 9th grade English teacher. Colgan Tiskowitz. Colgan plays basketball at MHS and would like to recognize Miss Green, his 7th grade English teacher. Emma Verlico. Emma is on the cheer team and is a member of DECA, and she wants to recognize Miss Fazino. Jack Wilds. Jack is on the MHS golf team and is a member of the MHS Jazz Band and South Shore Conservatory. He would like to recognize Miss Steele, his 10th grade history teacher. Brian Wynn. Brian is a member of DECA, and he would like to honor Mr. Tarosian, his 10th grade U.S. history teacher. Alexander Wong. Alexander is a member of MHS swim and dive team and would like to recognize Mrs. Consolati. Maeve Yasinko. Maeve is a member of Key Club and plays soccer and lacrosse. She would like to recognize Miss Etridge, her 10th grade history teacher. Mary Kate Young. Mary Kate is a member of the art club and would like to recognize Mrs. Almeida.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, I have the honor of introducing one of the most intelligent, passionate, and hardworking teachers in this school, Ms. Timlin. I had the pleasure of having Ms. Tillman my junior year for AP Language. When she explained the AP test and the 3 essays we had to write, I vividly remember shaking in my seat. No way I could ever write a whole essay in 40 minutes and do it 2 times after. I just accepted the fact that I was bound to fail. But, as she always does, Ms. Timlin had a few tricks up her sleeve. She was ready to turn myself and my classmates into the speediest, most efficient writers that would pass with flying colors. We did numerous practice essays in class and at home until I was physically sick of the words rhetorical analysis, synthesis, and argumentative. I admit that I dreaded those essays, but we just kept going. To be very honest, I was not too happy with Ms. Timlin at the time. However, sitting in the presentation center last May, I had never felt more prepared for a test in my life. And the only person I have to thank for that is her. I had extreme confidence that I would not only finish this exam, but that I would do well on it. I never thought I would say this, but thank you, Ms. Timlin, for all those practice essays and ignoring my class's subtle, but numerous, complaints about them, because you were right when you told us this is preparing you for May. To this day, I still brag about your class and how it taught me to write a well-developed, concise essay in such a short amount of time. One of our last assignments was a research essay. At first, I was dreading doing it, but then once I started doing the research and digging into my topic, I was fascinated about what was going on in our world that I never knew about. It taught me a lot about international issues that I would never have looked into before, in a group of people that I had no knowledge about. Her class was not only just an English class, but about the world around us and how important the literature of news reports are. Reading books in English is hard. However, Ms. Timlin made sure to make all of our books fun. We had discussion circles that she knows very well I would get very passionate about. She allowed for us students to bounce ideas off each other and learn from what our peers have to say instead of just lecturing. These discussions and conversations led me into an appreciation for these books that I may not have had as much before. One of my favorite memories in her class was our end of the year Gatsby party. Her room was full of decorations, sparkling cider, food, and even a fake Gatsby car. The whole entire time, not only did we students have a smile from ear to ear, but she did as well, knowing how happy we all were. She put 100% effort into this party for us and into everything else that year. Ms. Timlin is not only a bright spot in her students' days, but makes certain that she makes an impact on all students in this school. Even if you don't have Ms. Timlin this year, conversing and making personal contact with her is effortless. A smile or a good morning, she provides students with a familiar face and someone in the school that you can always talk to about literally anything. She is not only interested in you as a student, but you as a person and your passions. We would talk forever about the Johnny Depp case because she knew how much I enjoyed seeing how it played out. I would show her numerous TikToks I saw about it and we would update each other. Thank you, Ms. Tillman, for helping me grow, not just as a writer, but as a person. Without a doubt, you've earned your spot as tonight's keynote speaker. And as you told Nicole, Jess, and I like you all, everyone in this room can say the same about you. With that being said, may everyone please join me in welcoming the one and only Ms. Timlin.
Sydney, thank you very much. That was something else. What I have to say is not going to measure up, I'm sure. But thank you for that thoughtful introduction. And I'd like to think my class had some influence on your writing there. Obviously it did. Thank you to the officers who have planned tonight's program. I'm so honored that you asked me to be part of this celebration. And congratulations to the newly inducted members of the National Honor Society and to your proud family members who are here tonight. I was joking before that I'm going to keep this short and sweet since about 45 of you have already spent 84 minutes with me today, so I'll try to move things along. But to this senior class, I know there are only a few of you here, the officers and a couple of others helping out. You hold a really special place in my heart. I had a small group of you 2 years ago as sophomores, during which time we navigated the choppy and unpredictable waters of our hybrid school year together. Masked, mic'd, and on Zoom, our time was cut in half, but we made it work. And I think in some ways, my bond with many of you is stronger than it would have been had we gotten to know each other during a typical school year. Last year, I had the privilege of teaching 45 of you in a challenging AP course, and while the year was still difficult, it felt more normal than the previous two. You were present, engaged, curious, and inspiring. You breathed life back into the classroom, quite literally, once the masks were off. And now you're seniors. This is the most critical period of your young lives. You've weathered the most difficult period of education that this country has experienced in 100 years. And I hope you know that what you've done is extraordinary. To the juniors, I haven't known you long, but you've made a great first impression on me. Some of you I may have had in class as sophomores, or for the past 2 years in homeroom, or this year in AP Language. You've also had to find your way over the past few years, from finishing middle school during a pandemic lockdown, to missing out on 8th grade rites of passage, to starting high school in an unheard of hybrid model. Believe me when I say that none of us knew what we were doing. Teachers and students alike figured it out one step at a time. While we all jumped through every hoop tossed at us, it was not perfect. And we've all borne our share of criticism. Teachers quickly went from heroes to zeros, and students, once our most precious cargo in need of protection, were soon labeled as lazy and uninspired young people who were losing ground in education. We just couldn't win. But I feel like we hung in there together, and I hope that you feel that your gains are greater than your losses. In truth, I've defended you all against the critics from day one. You rose to the occasion, you followed the rules, you followed the arrows in the hallway, you didn't complain, you learned to appreciate your education, your time in the classroom, your teachers, and your peers. And you continue to learn despite the challenges and moments of uncertainty. And while I personally feel like the last few years kicked the stuffing out of me, this year finally feels normal. I'm thrilled to see you all sitting here tonight unmasked, celebrating your own perseverance and achievements. You are here tonight because you have made the grades, served your community, led your teammates, classmates, and community members. The last tenet of NHS eligibility is arguably the hardest to measure: character. I would argue that the fact that you're sitting here tonight, despite the unprecedented set of circumstances of the last few years, is a testament to your character. My wish for you all is that any challenges you encounter in junior and senior year, in college and beyond, will feel easy compared to the last few years. If you can navigate the COVID storm unscathed, then you can navigate anything. So anytime you think something is hard, remember this: life is hard. That's the truth. But you've done hard and you've overcome hard. Everything else from here on out should be smooth sailing. I want to give Mr. Kuthar a quick shout for allowing me to stand, because I was the only one who didn't stand as a former NHS member. I was not in NHS. I just have to make that clear. So thank you for giving me my moment there. And thank you all again to the officers. Thank you, Sydney. That was a beautiful introduction. Thank you for inviting me to share this night with you. It's well deserved. Cheers to all of you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Timlin, for your wonderful message tonight. Members of the Marshfield National Honor Society and their advisor would especially like to thank our families, MHS administrators, faculty and staff, the guidance department, Ms. Kathleen Bandera, Mr. Battis and the custodial staff, and Mr. Jeremy Stanford and the Quip Center for helping us make this day possible. I would also like to thank our advisor, Mr. Weisgerber, and the members of the Induction Ceremony Committee for their hard work in organizing this year's ceremony. Please join me in thanking them with a round of applause. As for the new members, I can't wait to see your creativity, positivity, and progress that accompanies you in your time in our society. Taking on the responsibility to be the leaders in our classrooms, school, and community is not an easy task, but I know that you all will rise to the occasion and continue to uphold the standards of scholarship, of character, of service, and of leadership. Thank you all for attending our NHS induction ceremony. In just a moment, the new inductees will exit, after which you are all invited to join us in the cafeteria for a reception in their honor. But before doing so, please join me one more time in applauding our new National Honor Society members. Thank you, and we hope to see you in student dining.